So my name is Bree and this is Luke, and today, well right now, we're going to just talk a little bit about clicker training and the importance of clicker training and how you can utilize it in all your other training with your horses in the future. So the idea of clicker training is that it pinpoints the exact behavior that you are wanting from your horse, and they learn to associate that behavior with a food reward that comes a little bit later. So it's a way of effectively communicating with your horse and a way to help a horse become a bit more motivated, give them an incentive, especially if your horse is a little bit more nervous, he's young, or a little bit stubborn or lazy. So the first one we teach a horse is to look away. This teaches them not to crowd you for food, which is what just happened. And it's also a natural behavior that you wait for the horse to perform in order to give them a click and then a reward and help them associate that training method. So I'm going to stand at his shoulder and wait for him to look off center. So it can even be just slightly off center before I click and then treat him. So it's a patience game, as with all training with horses, a patience game. So right now he's a bit distracted. Let's get his attention back, cranky face, and looks away, click, and we're going to treat him away from us so he doesn't come to crowd me for food. So that was a click, he's looked off center, click, and reward. Luke's done it before. So this is his third session clicker training, and he's only ever done this where he looks away, gets a click, and a reward. In the beginning, you would just even wait for your horse to be slightly off to the right to click and reward, and it takes about 8 to 10 repetitions for your horse to learn a new behavior. To learn a new behavior, your horse lays down new neurological pathways in their brains, and that takes a lot of energy, and it can create a lot of distraction for your horse if your session goes for too long. So keeping it quite short, 10 minutes, 20 minutes max, and to the point where you feel like your horse has learnt the behavior, but not to the point where you feel like your horse is becoming distracted. So now Luke's trying to look away even further because he's not getting a click, and as soon as he gets that click, he comes back to get his food reward. Boy.
And Bree, you're just using horse feed pellets, right?
Yeah, I'm just using, that's a good point, I'm just using pellets, but you can use anything you like. You can use bits of cut up carrot or apples or oats or whatever. I'm just using the pellets because they're yummy and they're easy to handle. You can also use a bum bag or a fanny pack on your hip. That's easier than carrying like a little tub. I just don't have one at the moment. And clickers you can get from any pet shop. They usually, this is a dog one. There is a concept of using clicker training with different types of treats. So you have maybe just your average treat, which would be these pellets, and then you have like the ultimate treat that you can give your horse when they try particularly hard. So like a bit of carrot or a sugar cube. Obviously, ideally you give your horse a healthy treat, not something with lots of sugar. After the maybe 20 clicks and rewards, they're getting a lot of sugar. So try and keep it something a bit more healthy, even sort of a pre-made horse cube.
So even when we go on to other types of clicker training, is this something that needs to maintain his focus with clicker training, or once he's got that, he won't need to do it again? So for example, would we continue to do this over like his whole life, like over years, or once he knows this, we can move on to other stuff?
Yeah, it's entirely dependent on the horse. I mean, this basic one in particular, it's just enjoyable and it's easy to teach in the first time. But once your horse learns a behavior with any training, not just clicker training, you'd hope that they have it for life. But after maybe some rest periods or some riding by someone who's not you, they may learn some other habits, and it's then when you can come back to these basic steps and re-educate them or retrain them, remind them of what you've already taught them. So it's something that you can use throughout their training period or their training life, because they may become rusty like we do.